Welcome back on the Watch Nerd. On this video, we're going to go into this reference 116334. This is a Datejust, but a very special dial. And not only is it's not rare per se, actually. It's not a typically rare dial in this Datejust variant, but we're going to talk about it more when I flip around and why this dial is my favorite color ever, and it's a white dial. But I will talk about that when we flip into it. I'll discuss more. But before we do so, I do want to keep announcing my Chanel chain giveaway. I'm going to give this piece away as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. You also are getting the box with this piece, so it's going to be shipped out to one of you, randomized. So if you just want to be entered, there's the 4 steps in the description below. Now, first flipping ourselves around, before actually opening it, I am not going to call it an unboxing because it's not my watch. I only really call unboxings or my watch or something really, really cool that I would like to review later. This is all done in this video, so it's an unboxing and a review. So that's why you saw a review, and that's why I'm not going to spend too much time on the paperwork. But I do want to show you it does come complete with its whole package. All the warranties and everything is here, but look what you're greeted to when you pop up this box. This beautiful, beautiful piece. Now we're going to get into it, but I just want to show you a little bit of close-up shots with this particular watch, because man, is this beautiful beyond means. To me, a special, very special dial, because Rolex in white, it's very rare to get Rolex in white, especially in their sport models. Now, of course, I get this. This is not a sport model whatsoever. It's a Datejust. But at the same time, I consider it a sports model. Everything really from Rolex, excluding the Cellini line, because that is definitely a dress watch. But I don't really consider this piece a dress watch whatsoever. Dress watch to me is very clean and no second hand. That's what a dress watch to me is, and it's definitely more functional than one. But I have a list of specs to go down, because we're going to go down them and talk about it. But let's talk about Submariner, GMT Master, all these hot models. Yes, they're very hot. You can't get them at retail. At this particular piece, it will be a little hard to find at retail. This one came out in 2018. It is a random serial number. But at the same time, you're more likely to walk into an official dealer, pay for one of these, get it at retail, get your full box, everything, what you want. You can actually get this for steel. I consider it a sportier piece, but I get it, it's not a sport model. But when are you really deep sea diving with a Submariner? When do you actually go down? Very few actually use it. And how many people out there in the audience right now are pilots? Very, very few of you are pilots. The US population, I think, is 0.5% or something, are actual pilots in the sky. So very, very few. But those two are functional pieces, and you can wear them, of course, casually, and that's why they're so hot. This piece, though, it's Rolex's casual, man. That's really what I call it, because look at it. It is meant for everyday use, everyday beating. Look at this. We bought this from the original owner. This watch already sold before we even before I can even put a video up. But we will get to that, because that's very cool too. And as you can see, it's everyday beating, and it's beautiful. We didn't want to repolish it. We like to keep it in that factory state, because this is it's unpolished, I should say. It's how Rolex would make it. Now, of course, there are scratches. This man wore it, I think, every day for 2 years. So if you were wondering what a Datejust 41 looks like, every day worn, this is basically it for 2 years. Still a fantastic piece. Still functional in the looks. I don't even mind the scratching. I think it kind of adds character. But look at that dial. Just amazing, amazing. And getting back to the conversation, yes, this is really the everyday man's Rolex. The size now, it does wear a little bit bigger than the stated 41. It is 41 excluding the crown, but it has the lug to lug is kind of a lie with this piece, because it's 49.5 millimeters lug to lug. But if you look at it like this, the actual center links here, and they come out a bit. So with the center links there, it comes to 51.6 or 51.5 with that extra little solid end links. Of course, they're solid now because it's 2018. And that's the great thing about a modern piece. But with all these dimensions,
Very big piece, 20 mil lugs here too, but you're getting 12 millimeters thick. So in the sportier models, you don't get this beautiful thickness. 12 millimeters fits under a cuff beautifully. You can wear this every day. You can wear it I even say as a sporty watch. You can go out to events. At the same time, you could probably play soccer, play certain games around the thing. Of course, I don't recommend playing, professional soccer with this, but you don't play soccer with watches on. But just look at it. It is truly, truly incredible. Now, I just can't get over that dial. Now, you can also see the Rolex engraving is on the inner bezel because it is only 2 years old. This is using the older movement though, the 3135, so that's 48 hours. They did not upgrade that till this year, 2020 September. They released all the new movements, and man, are they special, the 70 hours. That's really what I like, and that's why I'm holding off for a piece at retail. And as you can see that in my hunt for steel. But let's, those are the dimensions down. The usability, so I'm going to flip off the lights here, and I'm just going to show you the lume. For an everyday piece, the lume is way better than it should be for the function. This is not supposed to be a pilot's watch. It's not supposed to be a diver's watch, but look at that lume. Rolex didn't have to put that in, but they did because they like putting the best quality. I believe this is not the chromalite, because the chromalite would be that bluish color, so the super luminova, and just look how dark it is, and the retention, it stays very, very long too, with that lume. Beautiful, beautiful, really, really nice actually, the lume on the piece. And as you can see, it runs beautifully. Only 2 years, of course, but still, for 2 years everyday abuse like you see here, fantastic. And this is definitely an everyday piece. When you think of everyday watches, this is one of the milled clasp at this time. Very, very nice, of course, Rolex there. And then you get to see Geneva, Swiss made. Everything is executed beautifully. Here we get it's the Easy Link extension. So there you go in. I put it out because just this bracelet fits me better, and we'll put it on the wrist and do a wrist shot because it is beautiful. Let's do that now, actually, because look at this. I'm going to zoom it out actually a little bit. Look at that on the wrist. I think it fits my wrist beautifully. I think it will fit most people's wrist beautifully. Of course, if you have a smaller wrist, you're very small, like 6 to 7, I would recommend maybe 36, but still, I don't even mind. It's a bigger, kind of chunkier piece. I love it though. Made out of 904, we have to talk about really quickly, and that movement's still fantastic, even though it doesn't have that 70 hours, it's 48. Quick set hacking, really, really well done and well finished piece. Just look at the brushing and everything, and it is high polish though. So that's one of my gripes, and it depends on who you are. The high polish from the factory is probably one of the best looking watch bracelets out there. The high polish. Milgauss has this piece with the high polish, and it is just gorgeous, especially on the Datejust. I love it. But once you wear it, you can see they do show their scratch magnet on this piece. Really, really bad. You see it a lot. So some people don't mind it. Looking at it, I don't mind it as much as I thought I would looking at a piece over these years, but it is absolutely beautiful. And coming in just a little bit more here, you can see the stick I should say indices, not stick hands, but the indices are stick. And as you can see, the Rolex Datejust perfectly printed, Swiss made on the bottom, just really, really, really nice. The retail, I believe, was $94.50 on this piece, and it was really, really nice. So I'm just going to show you the functionality of this screw down crown. So screwing out, it's like butter. Honestly, Rolex is like butter. And popping it out now, we're going to go to the last position. So hacking on this piece, we're going to put it in the 6 o'clock just because I do not want to mess up. This piece is already sold, so I don't want to mess up the date window. You can damage the date window if it's during the changing time, so you don't want to do that. But there we go. Look how smooth the date changes. That's something On affordable pieces, they do not get that. And I will cover that. This is one way. Well, this is not the only way. Of course, Rolex shows it off in a lot of ways how capable and special they are. But look how smooth that date window change is. Very, very smooth. And you don't have to move that crown a lot in order to get that date change. And then pulling it out, the action is just beautiful. You can tell there's a bit of resistance on it. So let's see how fast it flips over. It's coming to midnight here, so let's see. It might have been, I was probably in the AM, so let's go to the PMs really quick. But look at this, it's beautiful. There we go, snaps. It's really, really cool. If you're actually wearing the watch and you see the snap, you can know it's exactly midnight. It's very cool if you're out with your friends or something. But let's go to 10 past 10 so we can see that. Now we can see that chronometer. So yes, it is chronometer certified. Now, one thing about Rolex, and it makes it very special and very accurate, I should say, and reliable. They chronometerly certify the movement after they case the watch. So they case the watch, then they send it to be chronometer certified, because in the casing process, some things can get damaged with the movement. There can be many issues that arise by changing it from that uncased to putting it actually in the Rolex case. So it's very nice and very reassuring that they do put it in the case. And as you can tell, I really do love this piece, this white dial. We did get a Datejust 2 in before, and I did review that piece, and it's the same size, everything. The specs are a little bit different because that's an older one, because it's the Datejust 2, but I'm pretty sure it's basically the same. Actually, it was an oyster bracelet, and the dial, it was just a different dial, but at the same time, this is miles ahead just because of that dial, just because of how special I really think it is. Now, they're not uncommon in this piece. You can see a bunch of white dials. The prices on these vary. I say $8,500 to $9,000. You can pick this up. Not horrible. I think it's definitely less than retail, because it's $94.50 retail. But I want to just put it on again because I love this piece. If I'm spending, or if anybody's spending $8,500 on the used market for it, or even the 10, if you're buying it for retail around the 10, it is magnificent. Look at that. The crown actually is coming out. Now, I believe on the Oyster Perpetuals, it's a different clasp here, but it does have that Easy Link 5mm, but I don't think the Rolex, the crown comes out like that. And look at the detail. I want to just show you the details in this crown. Now, when you get it factory polished or polished at all, you don't feel this. You don't really, and they change out the dial, they say S on the thing, but you don't, not the dial, the sapphire crystal, but you don't feel it at all. And they get rid of any imperfections, but by doing that, they chip away at the steel, the corner links here. So they're very, very sharp, the lugs, I should say, right now. And when you factory service them, they will do that to get rid of all the scratches. Now you see how many scratches are on this high polish side here. The crown side too, it's a worn and loved watch, and you can't go wrong with that. And 100 meters of water resistance, you can swim in that. There's no issues with swimming. I don't get why people say, oh, I want a Submariner. You know, most people only take the Submariner in the pool. I'm going to be honest. And if they do, some people don't even do that. But this watch is definitely functional. This watch can definitely handle the pool. Screw down case and screw down crown, the twin lock feature. What else do I say about it? It's just perfect. Now, it is not the 36 size, and I think it's going to hold its value a bit better because it is 41, but you're going to pay that premium for it. So I would love to know, what is your thoughts on this piece down below? What's your favorite dial variant? Because this is my favorite. White is so special. The polar dial on the Explorer 2, I think that's the only dial I would buy on the Explorer 2. It makes the whole watch, honestly. So I would love to know yours. White dial Daytonas. Milgauss is the only other one that's white dial right now in the collection. Black is beautiful too, don't get me wrong, but you see black everywhere. Black's GMT Master, black's on, I think every sport model has a black variant. I could be wrong. Explorer 1 is black. I could go through the whole list, but white is, it's light, it's colorful, you feel good around it, and it's magnificent. I will get a picture in the light, the outside light, I should say, not here in the studio lights. But look how that bezel really shines in the light. Look how beautiful it is. Sapphire crystal, no air coating. Rolex doesn't do that. But I don't mind that, just because of everything else you get in this package. And it's not it is a bit expensive, but it's not incredibly like a Grail. It is not like a Royal Oak, so you could achieve buying this piece if you wanted to. You can hunt the gray market, try to even get it closer to 8. I know some people try to get that, but I don't know what the future holds with these. They could keep going up because they are, but we will see. So that's where I want to leave it here. I'm going to take it off one last time, show it off on the table, but unbelievable, really, truly iconic, honestly. Datejust 41 116334. Beautiful. It's nice, as modern sizing and this modern iteration, and look at that bezel, just absolutely beautiful. This is where I want to leave it here. Thank you, and I will catch you in the next one. If you do want the Chanel chain giveaway, there's the 4 steps in the description below.